Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Wellison. Now, this week, the construction on the 540 bridge in Fort Smith wrapped up. You remember that? The bridge was shut down to one lane for more than a month. Now that that's back open, it's time for the Garrison Avenue Bridge to be repaired. Crews are replacing the surface, taking care of dents, potholes, and cracks, making it a smoother driving experience. Now, this could last for the next 6 months. Right over the bridge there's the Oklahoma state line. Thousands use it each day, more than 20,000, in fact, to come into and out of Fort Smith. So it is a heavily traveled area. Drivers can expect a lot of delays. Police are urging people to take a different route if they need to.
We've seen what kind of congestion can occur just from a single accident on that bridge, that it really becomes problematic. So we're working with street department to solicit some long-term solutions to maybe alleviate flow, increase efficiency. But when we put our heads together, honestly, the only thing that's going to make this better is those that can even consider an alternate route.
Yeah, those alternate routes you might consider could be using Interstate 540 or I-40. Now, this construction, the project shutting it down to one lane, will last well into the school year. All right, now let's get a check of today's hot weather with meteorologist Stephen Abshire. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Joe. Yep, you got it right. It's going to be hot again for today. For Northwest Arkansas, we're going to be back into the low to mid 90s, but we are dealing with a little bit more cloud coverage for today, which make it feel just a tad cooler. So not dealing with any of those heat advisories for Northwest Arkansas today, but we could see a few showers, especially throughout the rest of this morning. And then as we go more towards the late afternoon into the evening, could see a few spotty showers, but a lot of us stay dry for today as we see those warmer temperatures. For the River Valley as well, we're going to be back into the mid to upper 90s. We do have an excessive heat warning for the River Valley because it's going to feel like at times between 105 to 115, but more cloud coverage through today, which make it feel a little bit nicer than all the sunshine that we have seen over the past couple of days. But we're going to see some scattered showers, like I mentioned, for the River Valley, kind of around a 20% chance for the afternoon into the evening hours. And then for Northwest Arkansas, a little bit higher of a chance because of the showers that are moving through the area for this morning. But as we move more into the overnight heading into tomorrow morning, we're going to see some stronger storms moving into our area. As we go more towards the early start to your Friday, we'll be keeping an eye on a round of storms that'll be moving through the area, bringing some stronger winds, some heavier downpours, and then some lightning as well. These will push through the morning as we head into your morning commute as well. And then as we move more towards midday, we'll just see that cold front begin to move in. On the backside of it, we'll see mainly some cooler temperatures, and then by the rest of your weekend, seeing temperatures closer to average. So nice as we wrap up the rest of the 7-day forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Stephen. Well, some big things are in the works in Northeast Oklahoma. American Heartland Theme Park will soon build a $2 billion theme park and resort. This will be just west of Grand Lake on Route 66 near Veneta. That's about a half an hour, 1.5 hours actually, from Fayetteville and 2.5 away from Fort Smith. Now, you're looking here at the concept art released just yesterday to get an idea of what this could look like. American Heartland will be a 1,000-acre development comparable to the size of Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. The theme park is scheduled to open sometime in 2026. Well, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is asking for your input on a Beaver Lake measure that could impact water levels. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams is there with what this means for lake-goers and homeowners on Beaver Lake.
The Corps of Engineers trying to reduce the catastrophic failure on Beaver Lake. They say this would be a short-term action. Now, this isn't the first time the Corps of Engineers has sought public input. In 2017, the Corps tried to reduce the risk of high water damaging machinery at the dam. The proposed interim risk reduction measures plan would reduce the likelihood that the lake would reach high levels, which could also impact the White River downstream. The proposed changes include adjusting water level targets and when to release water from the dam. Nathaniel King with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers say as of today there's no risk, but with recent storms passing through our area, he wants to make sure there won't be any risk in the future.
And if you got the right combination of rain when you're not able to make releases because of downstream conditions, you could get water in some of the machinery and have your gates stuck in an open position and they're just sitting there open.
King says the goal of this is to improve safety for people who live downstream of Beaver Lake. The Corps of Engineers is now taking public comments until August 19th. For now, I'm at Beaver Lake covering news where you live. Rachel Williams, 5 News.
And in other news, the Northwest Arkansas National Airport and the city of Highville are meeting to discuss the airport detaching from the city. It would change how the city and airport split sales tax revenue. Officials from XNA and the city of Highville sat down this week for the first time to try and figure out what needs to be ironed out between both sides. Right now, leaders with XNA say that Highville has 2 1-cent sales taxes, with most of the revenue coming from the airport. But leaders claim that none of that money is going towards the airport. That's why they want to detach from the city. Right now, leaders say they're still far apart on coming to an agreement.
XNA generates a substantial amount, probably the lion's share of all the sales tax revenue that the city of Highville receives, but none of that revenue is spent on anything regarding the airport. So the airport would like to see some division of those sales tax dollars so that we can use them for infrastructure needs, to hire firefighters and police officers and other staffing needs at the airport, as well as infrastructure needs.
Officials with the airport say they and the city are working to bring in outside attorneys to try and find a solution going forward. Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Jo Ellison. Catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more.